Welcome back to the Rod Shop channel here with us at Saxy Rod Shop. So this week, one of the things we have going on is we got this little 32 Ford pickup. This is out of West Texas, the Abilene area. We did some work on this truck in 2011. We did a complete all-leather custom interior in it and haven't seen the truck since. And then the customer called the other day and needs some work done. He had a little accident and said that he did some damage to his transmission. So here's what we have going on. It's a little more than just damage. He's broke the bell housing completely off. And one of the things we're going to do is we're actually going to have the guts of this transmission taken out and put into another case, paint this to match, and then get it all back together. And then he's got a list of some other stuff that we're doing. We had to modify the frame on the cross member to be able to get the transmission in and out on that. I don't know if you want to look at some of this in here. But this is some of the stuff that we did 15 years ago. It's all leather, custom made seat, custom door panels. The headliner's all custom. The European wool carpet. He also has us, he brought us some extra sideboards here, and we're changing the name on the lettering here. So we've stripped the extra boards down and restained them. And then when we get that finished, Kenny's going to do the lettering of the new name that's going on here for him. So that's kind of what we have going on this truck here. We'll do a follow-up on it as we're going this next week. And this one should be done here before too long. So we also today just got this little 71 Nova in. It is a factory original small block 4-speed car, SS. No power steering, no air conditioning. So it's a kind of a base car. It does have the factory bucket seats in it and a center console. And one of the things that's happened to this car, the customer said it's just stopped running on him. So it's been modified a little bit over the years. We're going to go into the distributor, figure out what's going on, get the car back up and running, do a tune-up on it, oil change, some of that type stuff, put the center console back together, put a few miles on it, and then there is a chance this car may be coming up for sale here before long. Once he gets it back running and driving, he may decide to keep it. But that's what this one is. It just came in here for today, so we'll be getting started on that one the first of this next week. So here on the 54, we got the new wheels and tires in. You can see those, they look nice. We still got to lower the front end back down. This has that torsion bar, Chrysler torsion bar front suspension. So we're going to lower it back down just a little bit to give it that stance back that it had. And then do a front end alignment. We got the back tires on. They turned out looking pretty nice. But one of the things that customers wanting us to do was to raise the rear end up. It sat actually lower than it does now. And so we ordered some new springs, and I think between ourselves and the spring manufacturer, we all got a little bit of an education. So we ran into a situation, we got the new springs in for this truck that should have helped raise it back up, and they were too short. And spring manufacturer says, well, those are the correct dimensions, the correct arch, the correct width, correct length spring, correct center pin location for that year model truck, which was a 53 through 56 is what they're saying. But when we told the spring company that the brackets were still factory welded onto the frame in the location, they were actually upside down and further back. And the springs that came off the truck, which we were fairly certain were the original springs, were quite a bit longer. So to achieve what we were trying to achieve, this is an older built truck, as you can see, we ended up taking the spring hangers off the back of the frame, turn them up to the top of the frame so that we can have the shackles going down, because originally the shackles pointed up and they were on top of the frame bracket. So we've reversed it. We relocated them, turned them up, right side up, and have moved them forward to where our spring shackles are now where they need to be. And that's so that we can continue to use the springs that we got. And they're new. They have the truck sitting where we need it. We did go ahead and still have to, this thing had a aftermarket rubber snubber on it that was still almost touching the rear end. It was almost 4.5 inches tall, so we cut those down. We've got some new shocks. Like I said, this is an older build, probably from the early 90s. Somebody probably did this in their garage, but the new owner, we're just trying to make it where it sits the way he wants it, and it's going to give him a lot nicer ride. And then our bedwood, the staining on that should be done later today or first part of this next week. And we'll be getting that in, finishing up some work on one of the windows. We're having a little trouble with that on that one-piece door glass, getting that to easily go up and down. But once that gets taken care of, this truck will be put together, back together, and then we'll start doing some miles on it, start breaking it in, getting a little bit better tune on the Holley sniper that we installed. So that's kind of where we are on the F100 at the moment. So here on the 55 interior, we were having some issues. We were getting ready to start painting some of the speaker rings, subwoofer speaker rings that were pre-made when the car was built, and they're cracking. The way they were designed, they're too thin right here, and any pressure's breaking. So Tommy has come in, and we made some new ones. These are out of some of the expanded PVC plastic. And we gave them a little bit better structure right here, that we've made them a little thicker so there has more meat for structure. And then we're going to reuse the same stainless steel speaker mesh, but that's going to come in from the back side. And it'll just press down in there and it'll be glued in. We'll use some glue on those. And then these will be going in here. Now these rings are going to get painted to match the leather, and we'll do those in a satin finish so that they'll match the sheen and the texture of the leather. So that's kind of where we are on that. We're waiting on some of the speaker stuff to come in, the new stuff that we're going to be adding to this car. And then this will get buttoned up back here. And then we'll go on to the seats and finish up the windows and glass on this one. Okay, so here on the split window, as we talked earlier in another video, we were going to end up pulling the engine out to get in here and do some repair work from the previous shop on the chassis. And what that repair work was is actually we just came in and did some finish welding on the motor mounts and got them a little bit more structurally sound. But also while the motor's out, we've come in and cleaned up this radiator core support, cleaned up some of the angles and straightened it up and have it ready to paint. Doesn't look like it at this moment, but we've come in and deleted some of the wiring that was that was excess, not needed, and found a few other little issues that we're going to address, because all this stuff will have to come out and go out of the way to get this area repainted. So he's been working on, Daniel's been working on that. He's got the headlights working. So what we've done here inside the car, so this car came to us from another shop, and a lot of these trim panels had already been done, and they were okay, but they weren't all up to our standards for what we like to have. And as you've seen in some of the other previous videos, all the wiring is under the floors. And so there's what you're going to have. You're going to have an access panel. So when we do the interior, this carpet will be not permanently in place, but it'll be attached well enough that it's not going to move around under the customer's foot, but still be able to get to any of the fuses. You just lift up the carpet and this will go in, come out, and you can service that. Be a nice, clean, solid floor. And then Daniel's also had to remake these panels here. So we weren't quite happy with how they were fitting, so this is a trim cover. We've added some extra wiring in here, and this panel needed to be remade because it wasn't big enough for the new wiring. So he's redone all that. He's made some new panels for here. We're going to address this rear panel, probably make it over, change it up a little bit on its quality of fit. He's added some in the center console area that goes right here. So he's added some rocker switches to give us some additional controls over some of the functions, being that all of these functions on this car, meaning start your engine, your AC control, your headlight control, your power window control, your door locks, all of those are actually can be done through the touchscreen on the radio using this Infinity Box wiring system. But the customer also wanted the security of being able to still do it with a traditional style switch, which is compatible. So we have 3 switches. One switch will be for the headlights, and one switch will be for each door window. And then this still has a key, a mechanical key switch that'll turn the thing on. So he can still start the car, roll the windows down, and drive the car normally if something happens to the radio and he can't control everything through the radio. So he has basically a redundant backup system. So we've got that done. We're making some changes back here in the stereo area, or the rear area of the car. It had a big subwoofer back here and some other speakers and a few other items taking up all this space. And we're downsizing it. This customer's not a big stereo component person, so we're just going to give him enough to have a quality sound. The battery's behind all of that, so we need to make it somewhat easily accessible. There's still some jumper cables underneath the car. In case the battery goes dead, he can still at least get to it to start it. But if he needs to replace the battery for whatever reason, we want to make it as easily serviceable as possible. So that's kind of where we are on the split window here at the moment. He's getting some of that stuff done here towards the end of the week. And then this car is getting real close to being ready for the paint shop. Then we'll do a total assembly mock-up just to make sure we haven't overlooked anything or missed anything. And then we'll disassemble the car down to what it needs to be for Anthony for the paint and body. And we're doing a complete color change on this car. So all this gray, door jambs, and all that interior is going to get changed. We're going to a whole different interior color, and the exterior of the car is going to be called a titanium blue. So it's going to be a very pretty car. Look forward to that coming out here before long. So, and lastly this week on this video, we're going to show you what we finally got in. We got some new hats. We have some trucker style here. We got the brown and tan, navy blue, black, the nice light gray, probably one of my favorite. We got a camo with a black back. And then we have some baseball style hats, the soft back. Here we got the khaki color, a black and a white on those. So if you're interested in those, we'll have the link show up there where you can go to the link to order. And then we got in some new design shirts. So this is a t-shirt. I say new design. This is a reissue, I guess I'd call it. So we did this shirt in the black and white ink, and this was a 34 Ford that we did about 15, 16 years ago. on the front there. Very nice looking, very popular shirt. We sold out of these the first batch we ran, and we just never did them again, so we've come back out with them. So these are a nice shirt. We have these through small, medium, large, all the way up through 3X. So if you're interested in one of those, the link will be down below. And then also, we finally got a fresh batch of our pinstripe shirt. These are pretty sentimental to us. A local pinstriper that we use forever designed this, that we used on one of our catalogs several years ago, and then we turned it into a t-shirt design. It's a very popular t-shirt, and we have these all the way up through 3X also. So that's what we have going on this week. As again, you can look around here in the room. We have a complete line of parts. Our phone system's a little different now. One of our guys is our parts guy, Mike, that's been with us for many years, 25, 26 years, is now working remotely. So when you call in, it's going to give you 2 prompts. Press 1 for everything going on here at the shop, labor and stuff like that, and then press 2 for parts sales and technical assistance on any of that kind of stuff. So again, we have the hats, some new shirts. You saw what's going on out in the shop. And also, we're preparing for an open house for next year, and it's going to be our 45th year in business. And we're pretty proud of that, so stay tuned and keep watching. And we're going to start coming out with some more information on that leading up to the date and what to expect, and in preparation for what we're going to be doing for next year. So we want to thank y'all for supporting our channel and watching the videos. And if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get our notifications. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please give us a call. We'll get our toll-free number posted on the website or on one of the videos also. Again, we want to thank y'all and appreciate it, and everybody have a good weekend.